A Quasimodo who really existed, a human version of Scar, or a prince in the French Republic. Did you know that these characters existed in real life? Make yourself comfortable. Here are the 8 cartoon characters that were found in real life. You probably know Eric Cartman, one of the main characters of the famous TV series South Park. But what you might not know is that this stubborn, angry, manipulative and immature character with a rather peculiar physique has his doppelganger in real life. I bet you would like to see him. We have found him for you. Beware, prepare yourself, the resemblance is striking. It is a young obese man, white skin, brown hair, puffy face and hands, double chin, rather large body, who found a malicious pleasure in disguising himself just like the character Cartman, which only makes him more similar. As you can see, this young man, although smiling and probably more amusing than Cartman, wears winter clothes, a red coat, and the very mythical turquoise cap with a yellow pom-pom. Well, it's true that you might find him a bit too silly with his mimics and that you might get bored. That's why we'll stop here regarding the Cartman look-alike. But if someone asks you one day what Cartman could look like in real life, you'll know who to show them. For sure, you must be one of the millions of fans of the very popular game Super Mario, and you must have followed all the crazy adventures of the most beloved plumber on Earth, Mario and his brother Luigi. And since you're an unconditional fan, even if the years have passed and you've become an adult, you're dying to see what the heads of the real look-alikes of these mythical characters might look like. As we are nice, we invite you to go to Italy, because we have done some research. And guess what? We came across these 2 characters by pure chance while they were strolling along a main boulevard. You will notice exactly the same thing as us, the resemblance is impressive. 2 tall, mustachioed, Italian-style guys, with pot bellies, wearing old-fashioned overalls, one stocky and strong, the other taller and slimmer. Obviously, they were a bit tired of unclogging the pipes that day and wanted to get some fresh air. No, seriously, we could swear that these 2 men had dressed up as Mario and Luigi on purpose that day. Well, between France and Italy, it's a long way. You must be tired from the trip, but now that you're settled on your sofa, you can at least brag about having met the real Mario and Luigi, and it's not every day that this happens. Lily Cole is a British actress and model who was born in England. She grew up in the city of London. At the age of 14, she was spotted by chance by a modeling agency, while walking in the streets of Soho. The agency then offered her to sign a modeling contract, but it is only in 2003, when she was photographed for Vogue Italia, that her career will be propelled and that she will know the celebrity. But if Lily Cole has subjugated public opinion that year, it is not only because she is beautiful, it is especially because she has a particular physique. Indeed, the young red-headed model has a round face, scattered with freckles, a small mouth with a soft look, and blue eyes. An uncommon beauty that is not without reminding the rather unique physique of Merida, the main character of the animated feature Brave. This young girl with long red curly hair, light blue eyes, slender and graceful height, who of rebellious and fiery nature, refuses to obey her mother and get married. As soon as she appeared in the world of modeling, the public was quick to make the connection between these 2 characters, because yes, their resemblance is incredible. To believe that Merida was modeled on Lily Cole, she who wanted to be known, it is done. Well, I do not know if the actress agrees on the fact that she looks like Merida. In any case, it must not be very funny to be compared to a Disney character, especially since she was aiming at the biggest luxury houses. Anyway, one day she has to get used to it and take advantage of this asset, because as she played the role of Greta in the movie Snow White and the Huntsman, she could also play the role of Merida in the movies. In any case, there would be no need to do a casting, because Lily Cole perfectly to the character. She who wanted to become famous for her beauty, she became famous twice. The man you see here was walking down an empty street one day in the evening. He had just come out of a cafe where he had most certainly drunk several cups. Suddenly, he took a lighter out of his pocket and tried to light a garbage can on fire. At the same time, a group of men who were passing by noticed the scene and rushed to stop him. Our friend then found himself involved in a serious fight. A few moments later, the police took him away, and at the police station, he was photographed while waiting to be questioned. Except that while photographing him, the police noticed that the man bore an uncanny resemblance to Beavis, one of the characters from the famous American animated series Beavis and Butthead. The man is blonde, with a hairstyle exactly like Beavis, almost identical features, a wide forehead, close eyebrows, a jaded look, a pointed nose, a big mouth, a square face, except that the man in question had a scar on his face that day because of the fight. If you are a big fan of the American series, you will know that Beavis adopts an offbeat behavior as soon as he drinks a little too much coffee or consumes large amounts of sugar. The man wanted to light the trash can on fire, but he certainly wouldn't have done it if he knew that a few minutes later, he would be incarcerated and especially mocked by the police because of his strange resemblance to the character of Beavis. Moreover, his photo has quickly made the rounds of social networks, and we must believe that the comments of internet users, especially on the side of Reddit, have not been very tender. He wanted to light the fire in the trash can. He found himself on the front page of all social networks. Jean Sarkozy. This name probably tells you something. It is none other than the youngest son of the former French president Nicolas Sarkozy. In 2008, Jean Sarkozy wanted to follow in the footsteps of his dear dad in local politics by being a member of the political party Republicans, and this is how he wore the hat of the general counsellor of Hauts-de-Seine for 7 years. But one can be either a man of politics or a man of taste, not both at the same time. Because during all the time Jean was in the limelight, he chose to let his hair grow. So much so that he was found to bear a very disturbing resemblance to Prince Adam in Beauty and the Beast. Long blonde hair, same haircut, clear eyes, angular face, fleshy mouth, and exactly the same nose, thick and round on the tip. It is confusing. Well, that didn't stop him from pursuing a brilliant career in politics and from surpassing his father at least on the physical point. Don't believe it? Jean Sarkozy has been subjected to a lot of mocking comments on this subject, so much so that his credibility as a politician has taken a serious blow in the eyes of some internet users. In the meantime, Jean realized that in 2020 long hair was not very trendy anymore and finally decided to shorten it. As a result, today he looks a little less like Prince Adam, and a little more like his father. In any case, the political career has helped him to assert himself as a French politician, even if he had to sacrifice a few strands in the process. Who hasn't read Victor Hugo's novel, Notre Dame de Paris, and seen its cartoon? Of course you must have seen it as a child, but do you know the story of Quasimodo? No, I am talking about the real Quasimodo, not the character. You would be surprised to learn that this emblematic character is not the fruit of the imagination of our dear Hugo. To understand this, we need to go back in time to the 19th century, when Hugo wrote his novel or much earlier. In 1820, a sculptor named Henry Simpson was working for the state to restore Notre Dame de Paris after it had been damaged by the Revolution. At the same time, he was writing memoirs about what was going on in the church. He spoke in particular of a stonemason named Trajan who worked for a hunchback, who liked to stay alone and not mix with other stonemasons. Victor Hugo, before writing Notre Dame de Paris, did a lot of research and was interested in the church archives, which supports the idea that he could have been inspired by this person, although he did not have more details. Anyway, he took care to detail his portrait and to add his imprint through the description he painted of Quasimodo. Jason Mamoa is a Hawaiian and New Zealander who works as an actor, film producer and director. In 2011, he began filming in the famous American series Game of Thrones, in which he plays the role of Khal Drogo, emblematic character of the first and second season, a warlord of the Dothraki people, who despite his barbaric and scary appearance is very thoughtful and loving. Jason Momoa was then made up so that he exactly meets the physical criteria of the character, and it must be said that his natural appearance has helped a lot to the success of the makeup. A long ebony black hair, deep black eyes, a dark and threatening look, a long beard held in a tail on the end, a full mustache, a well-muscled and imposing chest. In short, everything to remind you, His Majesty, or almost, Scar, Mufasa's brother in The Lion King. So, we wonder if he wouldn't have done better to play him in a human version of The Lion King. The problem is that despite Khal Drogo's appreciable temperament, the actor's physical appearance, which is strangely reminiscent of Scar's character, made a lot of spectators to be put off by him and to have a bad idea of the actor's role. We think this is a pity, because Drogo has nothing to do with Scar, let's be clear. Otherwise, when he takes off his makeup, the American actor finds his good child side with a malignant look and terribly cracking eyes. Playing in Games of Thrones has definitely revealed his dark side. Bart Simpson is one of the main characters of the famous and mythical American cartoon, The Simpsons. He is even the most appreciated for his exceptional character. He's a rebellious, fearless, prankster kid, but he's also got a lot of integrity and a big heart. I bet you know him very well and that you secretly wanted to be like him when you were little. I'm talking about the psychic side of course and not the physical side, because if you were to look like him physically, you would be in trouble. Do you want to know why? Well, here is a fictional illustration of what you might look like if you were to be Bart Simpson in real life. You'd have a flat back skull, big bulging and frightening eyes, a huge mouth with an overflowing upper lip, a potato nose, tiny and ridiculous little ears, an unstructured face, a non-existent lower jaw, not to mention the ugly haircut that would make anyone who sees you want to shave your head. You'll look like nothing or worse, like an alien, and everyone will run away from you. Even if you're as adorable as Bart. No, believe me, it's better to stay as you are and love the Bart character from afar. But at least you have a small idea of what you might have looked like if you were part of the Simpson family. So what do you think about people who look like cartoon characters? Give us your opinion in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell to receive all the notifications.